Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Selamat pagi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Institut Teknologi 10 November Surabaya and also University Malaysia Perlis UNIMAP. Welcome to Teen Ideas 2020 opening ceremony and first meeting today, Wednesday, July 29, 2020. I'm Bilkis from ITS Surabaya, will be your master of ceremony this morning. The distinguished Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Perlis, Professor Insinyur Dr. R. Badli Shah Ahmad, the distinguished Vice Rector of Research, Innovations, Cooperations, and Alumni of ITS Surabaya, Bambang Pramujati, PhD. The honorable mentions, Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salha Tunku Ahmad, Director of Center of International Engagement, UNIMAP. The honorable mentions, Dr. Arthur, Deputy Director for Internationalizations Divisions, UNIMAP. The honorable mentions, Associate Professor Dr. Maria Anityasari, Director of ITS Global Engagement. The honorable mentions, Bapak Bagus Jati Santoso, PhD, Head of Subdirectorate on Academic Development, ITS Surabaya. The honorable mentions, Ibu Vita Listianingrum, PhD, representative from ITS Surabaya. And the honorable mentions all of invited director and lecturers from ITS and UNIMAP, and all of our beloved participants this morning. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next agenda, allow me to deliver our schedule today as follows. The first is opening, second is speeches, the third is lectures, fourth is questions and answer sessions, fifth is program overview, group and sector case allocations and quiz, and sixth is closing. So ladies and gentlemen, before we enter the program sessions, let us for a moment pray to Almighty God so that today's program can run smoothly and beneficial for all of us. Pray, begin. Thank you. Okay, as mentioned before, let us proceed to the first agenda as welcoming speech and remarks. The first one will be delivered by Vice Chancellors of University Malaysia Perlis, Professor Insinyur Dr. R. Badli Shah Ahmad. To Professor Badli Shah Ahmad, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
And a very good morning to everyone. Thank you to the Master of Ceremonies for today, Ms. Balkis Octaviani from ITS. The Honorable Bapak Professor Dr. I.R. Adi Supriyanto, the Vice Rector of the Academic and Student Affairs of ITS, professors, lecturers, participants, and the audience from ITS and UNIMAP, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my heartiest appreciation goes to the International Office of UNIMAP and also ITS for making this virtual mobility program possible. And I thank you to all the students who have volunteered to participate in this program, be it as participants or the audience. Our today's virtual mobility program is known as the Teen Ideas, but I'm not the teen anymore. Of course, the audience, most of the audience are from teenagers, so that's the reason why the Teen Ideas has been adopted as the theme. And the theme has been selected for the program is New Normal in Varsity Campus, implementing novel technology in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. So I think this is very appropriate theme, what we are having now, the difficulties and also the situation where the pandemic COVID-19 are still around. And I think the Teen Ideas is an online joint program between UNIMAP and ITS, which focuses on student group presentations based on topic given in advance and followed by question and answer session with reviewers and the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, COVID-19 has changed the way we live, and the disease has been, as a reset button that really affects not only the lives of millions of people, but more importantly, the way nature works. It is, of course, undeniable that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected almost all industries of the world. The industries are currently dealing with the devastating effects of COVID-19. From manufacturing to marketing, in the year 2020 has seen shift in the way businesses and organizations operation in the wake of the deadly virus. The higher education sector is not exempted. And across the world, lectures and tutorials have had to be moved online swiftly. Ongoing lab research halted, and also enrollment of new students has deferred or delayed. Almost all student exchange programs and academic conferences that we have already planned earlier have had to be cancelled or postponed. And of course, the negative impact of COVID-19 can be wide-ranging and depends on the nature of the business or organizations itself. But the most obvious one would be on the revenue. In Malaysia, the first case of COVID-19 was detected on 25th of January 2020. And the number of cases increased steadily before the nation's first 2 deaths were recorded on 17th of March 2020. The Malaysian Prime Minister enforced a Movement Control Order, or MCO, on the 18th of March 2020 as a mitigation effort to reduce community spread and overburdening of the country's health system. So similar to lockdowns in China and Italy, the MCO restricted most non-essential activity outside the home. Malaysians were only permitted to leave the house for basic activities such as buying for the groceries and seeking for medical treatment. The MCO also restricted Malaysians from leaving the country and all foreigners from entry. Non-essential sectors were ordered to close operation or allow employees to work from home. In academia, of course, the higher education community immediately found solution to the challenges posed by COVID-19, especially in teaching and learning, where we have moved from conventional face-to-face to online learning. So prior to COVID-19, universities had planned for mobility activities such as summer and exchange study programs, student programs. And following the closure of borders, people's movements came to a standstill and forcing almost all international travel to come to a halt. Thus, international mobility became impossible. However, the COVID-19 pandemic could be a blessing in disguise as it puts everyone in a position to learn about and educate themselves on the latest technology to embrace challenges seamlessly. Higher educations are being creative in providing content and creating impactful knowledge that can be shared with others. This is where virtual mobility comes in. By definition, Virtual mobility involves students or academics participating in activities at other institutions outside their countries without physically attending them. And virtual mobility is the answer to physical mobility concerns and also has opened the door to many other opportunities. The number of participants in the program could also be double as the costs are much lower. We don't need to travel, and also we don't need accommodation, and also no meals are provided. And these are the advantages that we are experiencing from our program today. And clearly, digital technologies have much to offer in our new norm education system. And one might never have had the urge to use video conferencing application such as Zoom, WebEx, where if it's not because of COVID-19. Things that were physically possible are now virtually things that were physically impossible and now virtually possible. And virtual conferences, forums, ceremonies, and workshops, as well as live webinars, are the new norm now. Undoubtedly, many people, including all of us, are looking forward to go back to old norm of face-to-face interaction, especially for personal impressions. And as the effect of COVID-19 is here to stay for, we don't really know, for maybe a few months. So let us not forget to always be mindful of our surroundings. So to conclude, may I express my appreciation to all of you who have made this virtual mobility program possible. And we hope to build on the success of this program and continue this partnership with ITS specifically, and to organize more joint programs in the future, including extending this to a wider range of our strategic partners in either Malaysia and Indonesia. On that note, may I once again express my appreciation to all of you, our guests and partners, for supporting this program and for your attendance of this morning event. To all the students who participate in this program, I wish every success in your future endeavors. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much, Professor Badlisa Ahmad. So the second one will be delivered by Vice Rector for Research, Innovations, Cooperation, and Alumni of ITS Surabaya, Bapak Bambang Pramujati, PhD. To Bapak Bambang Pramujati, PhD, time is yours.
Thank you. Can you hear my voice clearly, Bilkis? Bisa dengar?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Guest Vice Chancellor of University Malaysia Perlis UNIMEP, Professor Dr. Engineer Badlisa Ahmad, Director of Center of International Engagement UNIMEP, Professor Tunku Salha Tunku Ahmad, Director of ITS Global Engagement, Associate Professor Maria Anityasari, all faculty staff, management of UNIMEP ITS, as well as all students who participate in this event activities. Very good morning to all of you. Alhamdulillah, first of all, praise to God the Almighty that all of us are given the opportunity to join this wonderful event at the Teen Ideas 2020. As the Vice Chancellor said, I'm not teen anymore as well. So we both, I think, we've been teens years ago. It is a pleasure and honor for me to be here to join with you and also to welcome all the participants in Teen Ideas 2020 and hope everyone in good and healthy condition in the middle of the pandemic. Similarly, Indonesia also hit hard by the pandemic. Our university or our institution, I think started March of 2020, our university officially closed down. All the face-to-face activities has been suspended since March 2020, and I think we're expecting this will go on until the end of this year. Hopefully, if things get better next year, then everything can be resumed as previous activities, hopefully. And praise to God that everything will be okay for at least the beginning of the next year. Our university, commonly known as ITS, Institut Teknologi 10 November. 10 November means the 10th of November. It's commemorating the national hero of Indonesia. Our university is also considered as one of the institution in technology and science. It is actually located in Sukolilo, Surabaya, the second largest city in Indonesia, and I think our population more or less 5 million people in the city, so it's very crowded, very dense city. Our institution consists of 7 faculties, 38 departments with more or less 20 to 22,000 active students with close to 1,000 faculty members and as well as 1,000 of supporting staff. As a university in science and engineering, ITS currently focuses on 4 key research areas, which are marine technology, energy, information and communication technology, as well as environment, housing, and community development. I think over the past few years, ITS is very active involving in international collaboration through, recently we call it the International Student Office, currently we call it ITS Global Engagement. So the directorate has been active to create many opportunities for students from all over the world through ITS Hubs program. We have very popular program called ComTech program, and then we also have global project-based learning and several other customized short program. So for sure, your student from UNIMEP is cordially invited, and we very welcome to all of you to join this short program. And this time we are very happy and pleased to have the first collaboration virtual short program between ITS and UNIMEP in Ideas 2020. As the Vice Chancellor said, this pandemic is also a blessing in disguise, because things that was impossible currently are possible. We also have now all courses held online. Laboratory, we have to create laboratory that can be run online virtually, so everything now become possible, although there's also for sure advantages and disadvantages of the online learning program as compared the face-to-face learning program. However, we have no choice this time, so we have to cope with this condition, and we have to try better. We have to innovate such that we can use this time to improve whatever we need to improve in our education system. This 10 Ideas is a joint virtual short program who can give the opportunity to ITS and UNIMEP students to learn, express their ideas, increasing their English, communication skill, presentation skill, as well as we are hoping that we can build the engagement between the ITS and UNIMEP student, which is one of the important points from this virtual mobility program. On top of that, we also can start actually building or bridging the collaboration between our faculties. Have a research collaboration with many university officers, many prominent researcher offices, and many prominent institution offices. Therefore, we are really keen to have a collaboration with UNIMEP in terms of research. We can also have a not student exchange, but for sure student exchange can be done, but we also have a staff exchange, research exchange, etc. So that's thing that we can elaborate in the future. From these activities, we are hoping that our students can learn that work with different with students with different background, probably with different economic status, with different language ability, etc., etc., and therefore their understanding between each other is very, very important in make everything happen and successful. In ideas, also the kickoff program between the ITS and UNIMAP in 2020. And beyond of this program, for sure, we are hoping that there will be several collaboration that can be done with UNIMAP in the future, such as guest lecture. We're also inviting guest lecture from many university offices. We also have a collaboration online learning program and other collaboration between Department ITS and UNIMAP. And we have 38 department in the institution, and for sure, there's many collaboration that can be done in the future. I guess that's what I can say this morning. And again, thank you for the staff or the I can't remember, the global engagement directorate that made this thing happen and this thing possible. And I wish every for all the students who joined the program, and we hope you enjoy this program, and hopefully you can have good information in this today's classes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the speeches. Before we proceed to the next agenda, let us deeper introduce all of the participants, both to ITS and UNIMAP, by playing the university video profile. Thank you for the speeches. Before we proceed to the next agenda, let us deeper introduce all of the participants, both to ITS and UNIMAP, by playing the university video profile. Thank you for the speeches. Before we proceed to the next agenda, let us deeper introduce all of the
engineering and technology
both to ITS and UNIMAP by playing the university video
the
profile.
establishment of College University Kejuruteraan Utara Malaysia, KUKU, the 17th public university in Malaysia.
Thank you for the speeches. Before we proceed to the next agenda, let us deeper introduce all of the
Engineering and technology
both to ITS and UNIMAP by playing the university video profile.
Master's University PhD degrees. UNIMAP operates in 3 main campuses. Nature Campus Pawaputih, Computer and Communication Engineering, Manufacturing Engineering, Electrical System Engineering, Microelectronic Engineering, Mechatronic Engineering, Universiti Nature Campus, Faculty of Engineering Technology, School of Diploma Studies, City Campus, Materials Engineering, Bioprocess Engineering, Environmental Engineering, Business Innovation and Technopreneurship, Human Development and Techno-Communication. UNIMAP continuously carries out research that brings benefit to all. Nanotechnology research in UNIMAP looks into faster, easier, and more accurate detection of microbiological diseases. The HPV-CC kit has high sensitivity that allows early detection of cervical cancer through saliva. With the application of greenhouse technology, the Sustainable Agro Technology Institute has developed a method to enable the Perlis harum manis to be harvested all year long. A greenhouse monitoring system has been built to regulate temperature, humidity, and level of carbon dioxide to create an environment conducive for the growth and maturity of the fruits. A bus monitoring system developed by the UNIMAP Center of Excellence for Advanced Sensor Technology facilitate efficient monitoring of university buses for students. Under UNIMAP's social responsibility programs, an alternate resource kit known as EPS kit has been developed. Each year, UNIMAP produces alumni whose presence is felt the world over, in many parts of the world.
Even though it's a different industry, different profession, but we still need the soft skill, the leadership skill that we learned, that we were taught in school during our university days. It's a lesson learned. We were taught as we through this life.
Being graduate from UNIMAP, it really helps me in adapting to the working environment, and it helps me speeding up my learning curve. And I think the best thing about UNIMAP is they don't just teach you, they prepare you.
The soft skills, problem-solving analysis, as well as a lot of hands-on practical that we practice, it will help the graduates to be more confident when they graduated later on.
The levers in UNIMAP actually helped me a lot for this business. Here I want to thank UNIMAP for giving me very good education for me. UNIMAP mantap.
UNIMAP researchers are globally recognized, evident through the acquisition of numerous international grants.
UNIMAP is my first choice because the programs offered here are focused and they fulfill the expectation of the industry.
Apart from academic and research, which are the university core business, sport, culture, and volunteerism are also given due to the attention. It's up to the student to choose which field he or she want to immerse into.
The success and achievements have placed UNIMAP on the world stage.
We are proud of our numerous achievements, including being recognized as the world's top 700. Guided by our core values of knowledge, sincerity, and excellence, UNIMAP will become even better and stronger towards a brighter future for all. UNIMAP, mantap!
Institute Technology Sepul Napemba, or better known as ITS Surabaya, was founded in the second largest city in Indonesia, famous for its diverse culture and people, has been recorded as one of the pioneers of education in the field of technology. Prioritizing quality in research and innovation, ITS Surabaya had been crowned with various awards. Occupying a large area of 180 hectares as its main campus, ITS has 20,000 students, 1,000 academic staff, 1,000 non-academic staff, and 39 departments. Study program at ITS consists of vocational program, bachelor program, master program, and doctoral program. ITS inventing many technological innovations that have been acknowledged in various international competitions. These are several national and international achievements by ITS.
ITS, within the next 5 years, it would be a research and innovative university. It means that ITS will be playing a big role in the region, especially in Asia. For the next long term, in 2045, ITS would be an entrepreneurial university, means that having a big role playing in the global world.
Come and join us.
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 Come and join with us. ITS.
ITS.
ITS. ITS. The University of Heroes.
Thank you for the university video profile, for the beautiful video profile of ITS and UNIMAP. All right, before we proceed to the next agenda, allow me to once again kindly ask to all participants to adjust the ID screen name on this meeting using format as follow ITS or UNIMAP _ your name. And also once again, allow me to give a reminder to all of the participants to fill the online registrations at the link bit.ly/teenideasattendance_meeting1 as attached in the chat room. Okay, without any further ado, let's proceed to our main agenda today that will be moderated by Ibu Vita Listianingrum, PhD, a senior lecturer from Electrical Engineering Department, ITS Surabaya. To Dr. Vita, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bilkis. Good morning, everyone. So I'm actually a bit nervous today, not only because of this Teen Ideas event, but also because of my internet connection, which suddenly goes unstable. So I apologize if in the middle of this event, I lost connection. I hope Miss Bilkis can. We will have two speakers for today's session. For each speaker, we will have around 30 minutes presentation and 15 minutes question and answer session. So for all of you who wants to ask question, you can type your question in the chat feature. Our team will copy and paste the chat question to a list that I can read later, or you can also use the raise hand feature during the session. I think that's for the rules for the presentation and question and answer. So I would like to move to the short biography of our first speaker. We have heard his welcoming speech this morning. He is Professor Badli Shah Ahmad. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
I hope
How are you?
you are ready.
Yeah.
So he is an alumni from United Kingdom. He obtained his bachelor degree in electrical and electronics from University of Glasgow and his master and doctoral degree from University of Strathclyde. His expertise cover high-speed computer networks, optical or wireless access networks, and wireless sensor networks. Before he becomes the Vice Chancellor of UNIMAP, he was the Dean at the School of Computer and Communication Engineering, UNIMAP, and he was also the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation of University Sultan Zainal Abidin. Professor Badli, if you want to share your screen,
okay,
I think you can try to do now. Yes. Yes. Okay. Dear attendees and participants, please welcome Professor Badli Shah Ahmad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Can you see the full screen of my slide?
Yes, we can. Very clear, Professor.
Yes,
okay, thank
it's
you very
clear.
much. So that's me when I was a teenager. Right. Thank you, moderator. So today I will going to give a talk on the technology in online teaching and learning. So I'm the Vice Chancellor of Universiti Malaysia, Perlis. So I've been the Vice Chancellor for nearly 1 year and a half now. The appointment end for 3 years. And if I'm doing okay, or if I'm lucky, I will be extended for another 2 years and so on. So for today, I think thank you very much for inviting me to give a talk and to share my knowledge, especially for all the teenagers, all the participants of today's event. So we are now looking for we have no choice but to have online learning. So looking at it, we're trying to understand what is it and how does it work. I mean, last time we know that a lot of us trying to use this online learning, but however, some difficulties before the pandemic. Only a few lecturers are ready. But for now, I think during this pandemic, we have no choice but to prepare ourselves for online learning. So what it is online learning? So online learning by definition, or sometimes we call it e-learning, it refers to education that take place over the internet. And it is and in contrary to the traditional classroom with face-to-face lecture. And also with the rapid advance of technology, now this online learning has become an essential part of many institutions and so courses offering around the world. All right. So in year 2020, I think so education will forever known also been affected by this deadly COVID-19 pandemic. It is affected the worldwide, and it is also changed forever almost all schools, universities, and colleges where they need to shut their doors starting on March 2020, at least in Malaysia. And by the end of March 2020, we can see a number of 185 countries in the world have had schools, colleges, and universities closures, affecting nearly 90% of the world students. So when we look at the impact of education system in Malaysia, it affected nearly 8 millions, where the total number of females and males are at the equivalent. And then, of course, if you look at this pre-primary, total of nearly 1 million. The primary level, it is around 3 million. Secondary level, nearly 2.5 million. And tertiary level is affected nearly 1.2 million students. I think in also in Indonesia as well, and of course Indonesia is a bigger country than Malaysia. Is affected nearly 86 million learners, and the number of learners affected in pre-primary around 6 million, primary nearly almost 29 million, secondary 24, and also tertiary 8 million learners. So of course, when we look at this famous scientist, Robert Albert Einstein, so he said, in the midst of every crisis, there always lies great opportunities. So due to the schools and the universities closure, I think education has changed dramatically. And of course, with the distinctive rise of e-learning, where teaching is undertaken remotely and of course on digital platform. So it is an alternative teaching and learning method that we have to engage, or we need to put in place. Universiti Malaysia Perlis also been affected hardly. And of course, we when the MCO, or the restricted movement has been implemented in Malaysia, we have difficulties to run our face-to-face lecture, and we have decided to perform online learning since April 5th, 2020, because we decided that it is very important to continue the studies, because we don't want our students, especially for the final year students, to be able to graduate on time. So we want to help them to graduate. So we decided, so the teaching and learning started online on the 5th of April 2020. And also a new statement by the Higher Education Ministry mentioned that all universities lectures should be done online until the end of this year, 2020. Of course, with a few exceptions, like they mentioned about postgraduate students, especially who are in the process of graduating, and also for the final year students also, at the last year of their studies, they need to complete the studies, so they need to be can be done. I mean, they can do some of the experiment at the lab during this COVID pandemic. So we decided to shift to full-fledged online learning, and students are allowed to learn at their own convenience without physical presence at schools or lecture hall. That means there's no face-to-face at all. Only online learning are conducted. So this is to prevent and control over the spread of the virus head on. And of course, we also managed to publish papers regarding this, and our names also, Universiti Malaysia Perlis, mention about how we have adopted ourselves and implemented online learning along with other universities at the time. For example, Universiti Malaysia Sarawak, UKM, Universiti Malaysia Terengganu, and so on. So it is a very important shift that we have to take to fulfill our students' requirement for them to be graduated on time. So basically, there are two types of online learning that we have implemented. It is called synchronous and also asynchronous. So of course, we want to know what are these types of asynchronous or synchronous, because it is not face-to-face, this is more online. So by definition, synchronous learning means that the learning that involve a group of students engaging in learning at the same time. And for asynchronous, by definition, a student-centered learning, of course, but the methods using online resources to facilitate information outside the constraint of time and place among people. So basically, these two definition is different. And in terms of activities for synchronous learning, conducting instant messaging like using WhatsApp, Telegram, and all kind of instant messaging, and also live chats, as well as video conferencing in real-time learning. So this is under the category of synchronous learning. For asynchronous learning, the way activities are conducted is through the interacting with course management system, where through email or posting discussion in forums and reading articles. This is where you are able to access the materials for you to have your own time reading all the materials and preparing yourself for the examination and so on. And of course, when we talk about technology, there are various ways of technologies used, and you can see the evolution of learning started from the blackboard and using the chalk, and then you will have the whiteboard and also the mark. You can see the shift from whiteboard to transparency slides and using overhead projectors, and then PowerPoint, CAI, computer assisted instruction through web-based and video conferencing, and e-classroom up until now, where you can use multiple kind of technology using instant messages. So these are the evolution of learning that's been gone throughout the years. So when we look at teaching technology, when we look at the definition, as it is defined as the study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performances by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes, and also resources. And of course, all types of learning, we have the objective. And of course, the objective of using technology in teaching and learning is actually to determine the goals and formulate the objective in the behavioral terms, and to analyze the characteristic of the learners, to organize the content in logical or psychological sequences, to evaluate the learners' performances in terms of achieving educational objectives, and lastly is to provide the feedback among other components for the modification of the learners. So basically, the objective of using technology is quite similar with the objective of any teaching and learning objectives, but the difference is in terms of how the technology are being used in conveying or disseminating the knowledge to the students. And the characteristic of teaching technology can be divided into three, which is we need to have the input, the process, and as well as the output. And we need to have the students and lecturers as the audience and also the instructors. And we cannot run away from teaching and learning fundamental, which are the cognitive, the affective, and also the psychomotor skills. So these are very important characteristic of teaching using technology. So I would like to share on how online teaching and learning in UNIMAP has been conducted since the early stage of the pandemic COVID-19. First of all, we had a meeting every day for 1 week on deciding what to do, and then we managed to decide to make a decision that proper guidelines is necessary for the implementation of online teaching and learning. Because from my point of view and also from the others, I think most of the lecturers and also most of the students are not well prepared for this. So therefore, it is very important to have a guidelines, especially on how the lecturers should conduct their classes and how the lecturers should implement the assessment method appropriately so that they are able to assess their students' performance. And as well, for the student, they need to have a guide on how to have access and how to use the technology to access the materials for the online learning. So we have started and we managed to provide, to develop a guidelines as in April 13. As I said, we started the e-learning on the 5th April, but we only managed to develop the guidelines on the April 13. So it's very fast process that we managed to provide this to students and also to the academic staff. So among the methods used for online teaching and learning in UNIMAP that we have implemented, so we have the live tutoring. This is where the student and faculty engagement are conducted. So these are example of the courses that have been conducted through the live tutoring. For example, EKT 450. So they have used YouTube platform where the lecturers record their lectures and they have uploaded their lecture video to the YouTube. Then the students are able to access to the lecture for that particular course. And also for EET 307, they are using Google Meet for the discussion and also the YouTube for the materials repository. And they also have this live streaming course video where they've used YouTube and also Google Drive. I see one of these course, EET 304, they have used Loom for their lecture. And this is example of the link provided for the lecture. And most of them usually do the pre-recorded course video, and mostly all of the pre-recorded courses are uploaded into YouTube. The reason why we use YouTube servers is that as a university not prepared actually to this online learning. We prepared, but not at this level. So due to the limitation or shortage of storage, so that's the reason why we encourage our lecturers to use the YouTube channel for streaming their lecture. And there are many ways that have been conducted in terms of the assessment. Usually they will use the Google document, Google, and also other ways to do the assessment of the students. So these are some of the student interaction, as well as they use Facebook and the portal that we provided for all the students. So these are some of the examples of an online assessment announcement to the student on how we disseminating the guidelines of teaching and learning through online. So we do lots of engagement with the student. We set up a portal so that we can have engagement with the student to those who have difficulties, especially assessing the teaching and learning through online. So there are many ways that we have conducted. We also provide the library materials for the student to have access to it, and all the materials are available for the student no matter where they are. So during the pandemic, there are a number of students still in the campus, and mostly our students are at their hometown. So we open up access to the student as long as they able to log in through their specific ID or identity login to access all these materials from their hometown. So we also provided audiobooks for the student to access the materials to enhance their teaching and learning. So mostly we, UNIMAP has already have collaboration with Google, and Google have provided us with the G Suite for education. So we can use the Google Meet and they provided us with the free license for educational institution, as well as using Microsoft Teams, and also we are provided with the Cisco technology, which is called WebEx. Also some type of application for video conferencing. So with the university's subscription to G Suite for education, Microsoft and WebEx, all of our staff and students are able to enjoy a series of free and premium Google tools that are tailored for schools and online learning for them to use. So this is an example of the G Suite that has been used, quite similar with Microsoft tools, with Excel and so on. So why, then we talk about the advantages of using technology in teaching and learning. Number one is, of course, easy access to information. I think everybody agree that lots of information are all available online. You just Google and type the topics, you should be able to access the information. And of course, you will have a greater interest in learning. This is new way, no more face-to-face, and you can have access to all the materials that you are interested in selectively. And of course, this is to increase the retention of information. So we want to be able for the student to explore more information outside the classes and explore it throughout the worldwide web for more information. And of course, you can have knowledge sharing easily through all the platform and tools. And there are many more, like robust information storage, better presentation of information in compared to face-to-face. Then you are able to have the video, and also you can have online chatting with the lecturers. So these are the mostly the advantages of using technology, especially in these modern days for teaching and learning. So on top of that, the implementation of online teaching and learning in UNIMAP actually has benefited UNIMAP students and staff in many ways, where the online teaching and learning has become a catalyst for digital transformation in UNIMAP. We are in the process of doing digital transformation. So this is part of the item that we are planning to do. And it is also aligned with our digital transformation agenda. And as well as online teaching and learning also has enabled the implementation of virtual mobility program, such as what we are doing today. If not, this is become impossible if COVID pandemic has not been here. So this really has benefit for both University UNIMAP and also ITS to collaborate more actively. And of course, there are many, you cannot run away from challenges. So for example, I give you some sort of challenges that we have experienced. For example, the learning curve of the lecturers. Some lecturers are struggling to digitalizing their teaching experience, and also they also are not prepared, and they have to try and error using all the application or the tools during this one. And of course, migrating from traditional or blended learning to a fully virtual and online delivery strategy will not happen overnight. This need times, and the lecturers also have to relearn or reskill themselves to be able to cope with teaching and learning online. And of course, teachers, they need to acquire online-driven competency uh, to planning, implementing, and I think the obvious challenges is on how the lecturers are able to conduct their teaching through the technologies available. And of course, we have some difficulties in terms of technical requirement that's needed to conduct this online learning, such as the internet, and also we need a high computer specification to do the recording, and also lack of telecommunication hardware, such as the mic, the web camera, and these kind of technical devices needed to run online learning. So to conclude my talk today is that the immediate effect of COVID-19 pandemic on higher education is of course instant, and its after effects are imminent. But however, as I mentioned earlier, we cannot just stop our learning. So we have to continue. Therefore, a proper planning, proper implementation, and the method of assessment of the best practices initiated by higher education institution must be properly documented for future reference. And of course, the devastating pandemic has opened up the opportunities to upgrade its educational mode of delivery and transfer its attention to emerging technology. So we cannot run away. This is the new trend. You like it or not, life has to continue, education has to continue, and we have to really rely on digital technology through online learning. So with that, I would like to thank, and I open up for any question and answer to all the audience. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Badli. Interesting things, because I think many things that you have shared in your presentation have also been experienced by us in ITS, both by the lecturers, the staff, and also the students, the challenges and also, yes, the advantage. Yes. Okay, we have some question right now. This is from, so I will read first. I will read first from the chat.
Sure.
This is from Tias from ITS. She would like to ask a question about lecturers' preference on the type of e-learning that you mentioned earlier. Do lecturers prefer synchronous or asynchronous learning? Thank you. That was
Thank you very much for the question. To be honest with you, we have not done any survey on which methods that lecturers have particular preference. But as I said, it depending on the lecturers. Some lecturers, they would like to have this face-to-face or the synchronized types. But sometimes doing synchronized learning, sometimes the lecturer will go beyond the time duration. For example, they can speak up to 3 hours. So, so if the lecturers wish to have synchronous types of teaching, they have to have their own control of themselves to make sure that the teaching is not too long, because online learning for more than 1 hour is not recommended, because it's very tiring, because you have to look at the screen. For me, I don't know which one because we have not done any survey on this. But again, for me, it's up to the lecturers. I mean, they can try, they can choose whatever types that they want, either synchronized or asynchronized. But I believe that this teaching online need to be done in both methods, either synchronized and also asynchronous. As I said, synchronous, you have to able to manage your time so that you don't speak too long. But using asynchronous, you allow your audience or your student to have their own time to digest the materials. And of course, synchronous is good if you want to have a tutorial like Q&A session. So again, up to the lecturers, whatever way they want. But for me, I think the lecturer should conduct both method to have effective teaching and learning. Okay, so we go to the next question.
Yes, I hope that answers the question.
There are
Thank
many
you.
questions.
So yeah.
Which one? Let me see.
Oh yeah.
What's the next question?
Yes. Maybe Nadila Ayu.
Okay,
You
Nadila
can unmute and turn on your videos. Yes.
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 Can you ask? Yeah. Carry on. Ask the question.
I think from the presentation explained that teaching technology in. Can you hear me?
Can you raise your voice a bit? It's a bit slow. Yeah.
From the presentation,
Okay.
explained that teaching technology involves input, process, and output. I think that understanding lesson on online learning is more difficult than learning face-to-face. Then the problem is that sometimes the output is not synchronous with the input. The question is how to balance and maximize the output and input obtained even though studying online. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it is very, very difficult because this is very new norm because most of the lecturers, as I said earlier, they're not prepared. So the inputs mean that the materials, the technology, the application that are used, and the process means that how are you going to use all these application to become useful to the student. And of course, the output means that whether your learning objective can be achieved. So from my point of view, this has to be crafted and blended together so that students are able to follow the content. I think my perspective is different lecturers have different ways to conduct this online learning. But at the end of the day, as long as the students are able to understand or achieve the learning objective, then you can say you manage to achieve the objective. Because learning is always about understanding. So how you make them understand, that's very important. So the lecturer has to balance on the way they conducted their courses. And of course, there's not only one way to do things, but you have to be more creative. As I said, as you mentioned, yeah, you have to balance. But you have to understand what the objective of teaching learning is to able to make you understand. Right? So many ways.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, thank you. So apparently we're almost running out of time, so maybe I will choose one more questions, which I'm confused of because there are so many interesting questions. I'm sorry. I think maybe later we can answer the questions via chat maybe, or I think that's the purpose of this event. We hope the networking and the communication doesn't stop after the Zoom meeting. Yeah. So hopefully all of the questions can be accommodated. Okay, I think I will ask a question related to laboratory because that was also my question. This is from Dr. Dedet from ITS. His question is, I am wondering how laboratory session is run during COVID in UNIMAP. Yeah, I think this is also important. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you much for the question. Yes. During the 1 week where the MCO, Movement Control Order, implemented, we are not allowed to do anything face-to-face lecture. We're not allowed. I mean, no laboratory. But after a few months, when the government agree to allow face-to-face, of course, by implementing the right SOP or standard operation procedure, for example, wearing the face mask and also observe the social distancing, then we are able to conduct laboratory. So number one, during the MCO, we do not conduct any laboratory work. So we decided all the courses which involve laboratory, we will ask the student to drop the courses. That means we don't offer the courses. All right. But we do after during that semester, another semester, we will open up the courses which involve the laboratory activities so that they are able to come and do the laboratory exercise. Of course, we have to follow the government instruction to observe the social distancing and also make sure wearing the mask. And we have to carefully conduct the laboratory. Some subject in this laboratory works, we managed to collaborate with industries, and they give us a few software where the laboratory can be replaced using the software application or through simulation. But the one where we couldn't find any replacement for the laboratory, we are preparing it to be done during outside the movement control orders, and of course we will follow the government instruction and observe the SOP during mass and also implementing social distances. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank
yes. Apology that I could not read all of the questions. So for the attendees and participants, hopefully you can still ask via private chat maybe. Okay. I think that's all for the first speaker. Before I move to the second speaker, I would like to ask everyone to use the clap reaction like what I'm using right now, or you can just clap in front of your camera. Let's not make this virtual session a barrier to show our appreciation for the speaker. Okay, everyone, let's give applause to Professor Badli.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. So let's move to the next speaker from ITS. Let me introduce Dr. Bagus Jati Santoso. He is now the head of Subdirectorate of Academic Development of ITS. Good morning, Mr. Bagus Jati. Can I spotlight your video?
Good morning.
Bagus ya, bagus.
Yes. How are you? Good. Yes.
Good.
Hopefully you are fine.
Yeah.
So he's an alumni of ITS. He got his bachelor degree from Department of Informatics, ITS, and he obtained his master and PhD degree from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. His research track is knowledge and data engineering, mobile computing, and computer security. Dr. Bagus Jati, are you ready with your presentation? You can try to share your presentation right now.
Wait a moment.
Dr. Bagus Jati.
Can you see my shared screen, Miss Vita?
Yes,
Okay.
it's clear. Yes.
So can I start the presentation? Okay. Okay. Thank you for this good chance and opportunity to present in the good event, the virtual mobility program 10 ideas that conducted by the ITS and the University Malaysia Perlis. Honorable mention, Professor Perlis Ahmad, the Vice Chancellor of UNIMEP, and then uh, yeah, the Dr. Bambang Pramujati, the Vice Rector of ITS, and then all of the director, the faculty, the committee, and the participant. Good to see you. Now I want to present my presentation. This is about the COVID-19, higher education and new pedagogy. So yeah, we already experienced the hard time from the March until today. So let's, I will start my presentation now. Okay. Yeah, we know that the COVID-19, the pandemic, if we follow the WHO timeline, in the 13th December 2019, there is a novel coronavirus that was eventually identified. And then in the January the 5th of the 2020, WHO published the first disease outbreak news. And then in the January the 12th, China publicly shared the genetic sequence of the COVID-19. And in the January the 13th, this is the first record case of the COVID-19 in the outside of China. And then in the January the 22nd, WHO issued a statement that there was evidence of human-to-human transmission. And then in the March 11, the WHO made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. So we know that the very first case in Indonesia happened in the beginning of the March. Until now, the worldwide case overview. Wait a moment. Yeah, the worldwide case overview. The case is 16 million, and then the recover in 9 million, and then for the deaths, there is 657 kilos. So how about the COVID-19 effect? We know that there is a global air freight capacities. It means that there will be a lot of obstacle for the economic and other aspect. For the economic itself, we know that the economic recession is happening across the world economy in the 2020. Yeah, this is for the first time since 1987, the worldwide stock market have experienced their worst crash. And then for the financial, the UN Development Program expect that around 220 billion US dollar reduction in the revenue of developing countries, and expect COVID-19's economic impact to last month or even years. Yeah, we know also this COVID-19 effect for the manufacturing sector. In the UK itself, there exists 80% of respondents anticipate a decline in turnover over the next 2 quarters. And then 98% of them admitting concern that COVID-19 give a negative impact for the business operation. For the sport, we know that the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo will be postponed until the next year. Okay, this is the most severe effect for the tourism. There exists a severe effect because of the tourism depends on the travel. So I use the same source and cite the same source as the Professor Padlisa. So now we see that the global monitoring of schools closure caused by the COVID-19. In Indonesia, now it's a countrywide, but in Malaysia, it's a localized. If we see the trend, we see that the number of country that convert the localized into countrywide is slightly decreased. So now it seems that the number of country that open some of area is increasing, but it's quite slightly. Totally, there is a 1 billion affected learners, in which 16% of that as total enrolled learners, and then 106 countrywide closures. So Indonesia still countrywide close all of the education facility. Then, so what is the consequence of this school closure? Of course, there is a interrupt learning. Yeah, we know that in the interrupt learnings, because schooling provides essential learning, and when school close, it means that children and youth are deprived opportunities for growth and development. So this is a disadvantage. And then a poor nutrition, why poor nutrition becomes one of the consequences of school closure? Because in many countries, children and youth rely on free or discount meal provided at school. And then if the student got stressed, how about the teacher? Of course, there's a confusion and stress for the teacher. Because what? Because when school closes unexpectedly for unknown duration, teachers are often unsure of their obligation and how to maintain connection and communication with students to support learning. The biggest problem for the teacher is how to do the assessment and make sure that students know the lesson. So yeah, this is a new problem because of this COVID. And then parents are unprepared for distance and homeschooling. When school closes, parents are often asked to facilitate the learning of children at home with the facility, but not all of the family can prepare those facilities, such facility. And then there is a challenge in creating, maintaining, and improving distance learning. Also, there is a gaps in childcare. When there is no option for the parent, working parent often leave children alone when school closes, and this can lead to risky behavior. And then there will be a high economic costs because working parents are more likely to miss work when school closes in order to take care of their children. And then there will be an increased pressure on school and in the country that school system that remain open. And then this is a problem in some developing country, rise in the dropout rates, because it is a challenge, a new challenge to ensure children and youth to return and stay in school when schools reopen after the closure. And then increased exposure to violence and exploitation. And also there is a social isolation. It is for children because schools are hub of social activity. This is a center of social activity for the children. So the social isolation becomes one of the consequences of the school closure. And then the last challenge is how to measure and validating the learning process itself. This is the consequence of the school closure. And how about the higher education, COVID-19 and higher education? Yeah, over the past week, education officials have been forced to cancel the class and close the door to campus across the world in response to the growing coronavirus outbreak. In ETS itself, we start to help the learning activity from home start from the March 16, 2020. Okay, and then COVID-19 has accelerated the digital transformation of higher education. This is the blessing in disguise, or maybe this is the only good effect of the COVID-19, in which it will accelerate the digital transformation. And then there will be a some suggestion or some adjustment. We can maximize the online learning. Also, university needs to develop the robust system, the robust and highly scalable system. and then educate students on the best practice, not only the theoretical, but now we are more objective centered learning, and then gather information and apply learning. So we need to know, because we are now using a distant learning, so we need to gather information, everything from student, like providing a feedback, asking, hey, in which part of the material that you are not master, or have you do you have some problem in some material and others. So we need to always gather information from students. And how about ITS? So ITS itself closed the campus from March 16, 2020, and moved the learning activity into online-based activity until the end of 2020. So we utilize a robust and highly scalable learning management system. Then we name it My ETS Classroom, classroom.ets.ac.id. And then it is a Moodle-based system but it is already highly customized that support online meeting. From the next semester, we also provide a Teams meeting. And then there's a quiz, a resource sharing, assignment, and other activity for both teachers and students. Also, it has collaborated with Microsoft Office 365. And then for infrastructure itself, we provide a web server. Sorry, this is too technical, but we provide a web server in which each of them contain 16 gigabyte RAMs, and then one load balancer. And we have one database server that has a memory capacity of 128 gigabyte. In one semester, from March until July, the total data of all course in ITS takes 3.5 terabyte, means 3,500 gigabytes of data. So it is very exhaustive, but this is the consequence of conduct the online learning. So we have 3.5 terabyte data. Totally, we have 2,763 online class last semester. And then we have 21,000 synchronous meeting and 10,000 asynchronous meeting. From this number, we know that synchronous meeting still be the preferred option for the teacher, but we now encourage teacher how to conduct the good asynchronous meeting. So we will provide some training for teacher to prepare this to anticipate these numbers. So synchronous meeting almost twice from the asynchronous meeting in the last semester. Okay, ETS also provide education fee relief for students that their family experience hardship due to COVID-19. And then we also start the MOOC program. So ITS have encouraged all of the teachers to create the MOOC material, massive open online course that we want to educate teacher how to conduct a good asynchronous learning content. We also prepare some guideline and support. ETS creates some documents to support the online course, like a key document of e-learning, and then guidebook for the teacher, guidebook for students. We also provide the incentive for e-learning teacher to encourage teacher to do and perform some e-learning that comply with the quality assurance of ITS. And then ETS also encourage some department to join the e-learning competition-based grant from the Ministry of Education and Culture of Indonesia. We get that the last month, the Department of Geophysics got a Center of Excellence Merdeka Belajar 2020. And then Computational Intelligence, one of the course in the Department of Informatics, got a Digital Module Innovation Grant of Indonesia in 2020. So how about the synchronous versus asynchronous in ITS? Yeah, as explained by the Professor Padlisa in the previous presentation, this asynchronous learning allows students to access material, ask questions, and practice their skill at any time that works for them. So there is no requirement that teacher and student are in the same times. And then Synchronous learning require attendance at scheduled meeting or lecture. While this could be in a person in a traditional classroom, the term is most often applied to the online course. So until now, all teachers in ITS still prefer this mode, but we want to change to shift so that the number of asynchronous and synchronous have the same ratio. In the synchronous learning, in an online setting, we include the following: scheduled quiz and tests, and then scheduled chat room time for students to share the ideas, and then scheduled video conference or group phone calls, and then live stream lectures or demonstration. Meanwhile, for the asynchronous learning, we use other tools and system to allow the instructor to interact on their own schedule. So in the asynchronous, the teacher needs to prepare the recorded presentation, maybe a slideshow or video, and then send it by email maybe. And then we also provide the discussion board in the My ETS Classroom application, and then through social media group. Also, through the collaborative document in the cloud, we have prepared the Office, Microsoft Office 365. So I would like also explain about the pedagogy. So because this pedagogy is the important things that I think it now become shifting from the classic one. So pedagogy, the first time is the classic pedagogy and then the modern pedagogy. Now there exists the online learning pedagogy. Pedagogy, what is pedagogy? Pedagogy is refers to the theory and the practice of learning and how this process influence and is influenced by the social, political, and psychological development of the learner. So the pedagogy is like a framework that adapted by the teachers to shape their action, judgment, and other teaching strategies by taking into the consideration the theory of learning, understanding of student and their needs, and the background and interest of individual students. So it's become two-way of how to conduct the education. Pedagogy itself is often described as the act of teaching. Now, uh, let me briefly explain about the classical pedagogy. The classical pedagogy, there is a X aspect. The first one comes from Latin words, fascinalmente, means that make haste slowly. This mindset is helpful for digging in and getting the work done. Or in Bahasa, we say pengendapan. So when we learn something, we need a time to digging more. Oh, we get more insight from the learning. The second one is also from Latin words, multum non multa, mean much, not many. What does it mean? Intentionally choose the few things that will cultivate and do well, rather than everything, but only halfway. And then the third one is repetitio mater memoriae, or repetition is the mother of memory. I think we all know, we all know about this number 3. And then songs and chants, write it, say them out loud, and then repeat them as much as possible. This is for the classical pedagogy. And then the 5 is embodied education. Invitation to embody what we are trying to teach in artifact of some kind. It means that we are not only studying about the theoretical, but what is the implementation in the real world. So this is mean that the embodied education. And the 6 about we need to grow the wonder and the curiosity of the student. Wonder and curiosity are the things that ties all the theory subjects into practical aspect in life. So without wonder and curiosity, it is hard to relate the theoretical and the practical aspect in life because they doesn't have any encouragement to study deeply. And then the educational virtues, always remember things that the student need to become rather than get busy thinking about the activity. This is the good guide for teacher. So we need to always remember things, what we want study a student needs to become, not we focus on, hey, you need to study A, B, and C, but what is the main goal? What is the objective? This is the educational virtues. And then the last one for the classical pedagogy is goal and contemplation. teacher and student need to do a deep and transformative at the end to the work or course. This is the classical pedagogy, but the new one, the modern pedagogy, there is a 10 aspect. There is 10 aspect of learning strategy for the modern pedagogy. Okay, we are the 20th century generation. That books, yeah, current step, gradual movement. We only have single tasking, linear approach, perception through reading. Yeah, this is from, yeah, I'm, I think I'm the 20th century generation, right? Because linear approach, perception through reading, independence, ambiguity, passive school, discussion, reality, external technology, and having awareness based on the fact. But for the new generation, the student nowadays, we have a different situation. They have a display oriented or have a good visual perception, and then has non-linearity means that they can doing a lot of parallel work together, which is highly related with the multitasking, and then hypermedia, and they are likely to have a perception, an iconic perception about everything. They are doing good in the connection, also cooperation, and they have uh, maybe a mindset so to regard school as a game. And then warning and the fantasy and the internal technology, because they are highly support with technology. And then they are very fast to know how to find something necessary. So there is a 10 learning strategy for the modern pedagogy. The first one is crossover learning. What is crossover learning? Crossover learning means that it exploits the strength of both environment and provide learners with the authentic and engaging opportunities. So that means that it's not only theoretical, but we also needs to bring the student into the practical aspect. And then learning through argumentation. Sorry, I will explain some of them. And incidental learning. Incidental learning means that it's unplanned or unintentional learning. For many people, mobile devices have been integrated into their daily lives, providing many opportunities for technology incidental learning. So it means that we can make students learn from any device or any facility. And then the interesting one is computational learning. Computational learning or computational thinking is related to the thinking and the problem solving. Yes, because it involves breaking large problem down into the smaller one. This is a new objective that we need to make sure that every student have this computational learning. The other one is, another one is adaptive teaching, means that all learners are different. Okay, this is one aspect that needs uh, to to be done by the teacher, because we need to perform the adaptive teaching. Every learners are unique. Every student are unique. So, however, today most educational presentation and material are the same for all. Then it will create a learning problem. So adaptive teaching offer a solution to this problem. So we need use a data about a teacher's previous and current learning to create a personalized path through educational content. That means in online learning, we need to have a feedback and know what is the problem, because every student have their unique problem. So this is the adaptive teaching. So another one is analysis of emotion, means because of the support of technology, now we have some technology like an eye tracking, facial recognition, and others. With this facility, automated methods of eye tracking and facial recognition, we can analyze how students learn and then how they respond differently to their emotional and cognitive state. It can, if we know what is the condition of the emotion among the student, we can speed up our educational process. Okay, this is for the modern pedagogy. So how about the pedagogy and conceptual model over distance education? So we have a 6 component. The first one is content. The second one is course design. The third one is institutional adoption. The fourth one is academic support. The fifth one is instructor. And the last one is learner. For the content itself, We need to provide high quality learning material tailored to the student needs. Yeah, the second one. So we cannot provide the same method for each student. And then maintains quality of teaching and learning. And how about the course design? We can provide the asynchronous and synchronous together. We need to be flexible and then adjust to the learner needs, provide assessment, enable for collaborative learning, maybe through project-based collaborative works. And then we need to have a small group interaction. In the online learning, it's not effective if we have a 40 student and then conduct a discussion between them 40. So we need to break out the number of students to have a small group discussion. And then we need to design interaction. And then we need to provide a media that support pedagogy. And the last one, we need to use LMS or learning management system. And how about the institutional? Institutional, of course, needs to provide a technological infrastructure. And then they need to provide a special academic staff that knows both IT and education aspect. And then active role of academic management, having coordinated action, because every action needs to be taken in fast. And then governmental support and policy. And how about the academic support? There is always a technological, financial, and understanding attrition factor. For the instructor or teacher itself, we need to have a positive attitude towards technology. Yeah. For example, in the ITS, before the COVID-19, there is maximum only 300 online course. But after the pandemic of the COVID-19, we have 2,700 is almost 900% of the previous before COVID-19 pandemic. And every teacher needs to have a high digital literacy. And then also needs to plan the course interaction. It's different with teaching, with conduct a teaching in the class, because in online, time is very essential. And then for learner, high digital literacy, self-efficient and motivated. So if I can conclude this one, but for a teacher, because we have facing the online learning, I remember my professor, my advisor in Taiwan, Professor Peter Chu, always said to me that I can regard you as a master of the subject if you can explain it in a simple way to your student. He always say like that. I mean that if we can explain it in very simple way to student, it means that you already master this topic. So this is a big opportunity for the teacher, how to explain something in a very simple way, and then we can still achieving the objective of the course by doing that. Okay, so now maybe I will give the participant a clue. How about the distant learning strategies and opportunities? Provide a real-time feedback system. I mean, like this one, usually in the number one, I use a Google Docs. Whenever I conduct a synchronous meeting with my student, I provide a Google Docs, and then every student can type on this Google Docs if they have a question or problem or something. So we need to provide this real-time feedback system. And then improve the collaborative work through shared project-based education. Because what? Because in this era of online course, there will be bigger probabilities that student will not finish the course with a good grade. So it is better for them to improve the collaborative work between students through a shared project-based education. So everyone can remind each other what is the progress and how they can intensively interact with each other. And then use exit ticket as formative assessment. I mean, for every meeting, we need to provide the assessment like asking a student, what is the problem for this? What is the problem that what is the experience problem that happened in this course, and what is their expectation for the next course? We need to provide this exit ticket as a formative assessment. And then use fun and creative assessment. Now, number of teachers have already used a Kahoot or many tools to support the quiz and the assignment. And then empathy. This is a very important for a teacher. Empathy. Give a warm-up question about student life during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then the last one, the learning process should be flexible as long as students are able to achieve the objective. And then we also can utilize some technology, like in the ITS. Some of teachers have built the virtual reality and then augmented reality using a web-based or mobile app. And then there is a IoT for online lab work. I think some teachers in the Department of Electrical Engineering have started to develop this one, the IoT for online lab work, to support the lab workers in ITS. Okay, thank you, and terima kasih for this good opportunity to present, to share my knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I've already seen someone raise their hand. Oh, where was it? Anyone can raise their hand or use the chat feature to ask question. Okay. Yes. This is from Unimap, Gita Doresami. I would like to know how ITS overcome the practical learning like laboratory session. Oh, so this is similar question, but now it's ITS turn. How did ITS overcome the practical learning like laboratory session? Is it replaced with other assessment, or do the students need to retake for upcoming semester? Yeah, that was the question. Thank you.
Okay. So can I answer it now? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, for the practical lab work, it's depend on the department. For my department, my home department, in the Department of Informatics, all practical lab work are conduct online. So every student need to submit their code or doing the network configuration over the cloud. But for the there is some case in the biology, in the Department of Biology. In the Department of Biology, some teachers ask the student to conduct their practical lab work in their home using, because some teachers say that they ask a student to buy some fish and then doing some practical lab work in each home. But for the chemical and the Department of Chemical Engineering, they have standard of procedure that some of student needs to still go to the lab, but in the limited numbers, and then they will monitored, and then they need to doing the practical lab work according to the COVID-19 standard procedure that regulated by the ITS. Okay. I think that's the question. But most of the practical, like electrical and computer science,
yes.
we can conduct it via cloud. Thank you. Maybe we can.
Yes. Yes. So interesting. There are several examples from different departments. Yeah. Okay. Next, I would like to invite Haninanti. I will spotlight your video and unmute you so you can ask your question.
Thank you for the lecture, and thank you for the opportunity. Well, I'm interested to hear your take on what's really hot on the news today is we are public university. ITS is a public university, and I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, ITS is a public university, right? And we are in the advantage. We have the advantage of, well, not advantage, but we are privileged enough to have the government funding us. And I don't think the ITS students have much problems as the private university when it comes to financial burden the students. And I think I'm interested to hear your take on the private university closing due to their financial burden.
Yeah.
I mean, empathetically and sympathetically. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can I answer this question? Actually, for ITS itself, we have provided some academical fee relief for some students that experience hardship due of the pandemic of the COVID-19. And how ITS support other university? Because starting from the semester, our rector have encouraged us to share our academic material to be accessed by other university students. So through MOC, through some well-known government programs like Merdeka Belajar. Yeah. Starting from the next semester, we will share some of our academic material to support other university learning activity. So, of course, we are trying to give our best contribution to Indonesia. Yeah, especially for this hardship of a COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. Okay, thank you for the
Yes. I hope it answers your question. I would like to let another one from ITS, Hans Dimitri. Yeah, you can turn on your video and unmute.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the chance. My name is Hans, a participant from ITS. I'm curious about how we can reach people who don't have enough devices to do online learning, especially during this pandemic. Many people's economies are declining.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, for the device itself, I think, yeah, if we talk about the online learning, so the first word itself is already online. It means in Indonesia it's dalam jaringan. Means we need to have a special device, right? So device, I think it's inevitable. It is a required tools to support this learning event through this hard time. Yeah. So that's why I also answered the other question. Why ITS wants to balance between the synchronous and asynchronous meeting. Because what? Because synchronous meeting takes of your internet quota, right? Yeah. In one meeting, it takes almost 1 gigabyte if you held the meeting for 1 until 3 hours, right? 1 gigabyte. So we encourage all of the teachers, hey, you don't need to have such a meeting. Bring your class-based meeting like 3 hours, 2.5 hours to the Zoom or to the Teams meeting. So we encourage all of the teacher how to provide offline material, so everyone can access it easily without needs to be at the same time as the teacher to follow the synchronous class. That's why. So yeah, course, I agree with you that device is expensive, but online, the first word is online. Online means dalam jaringan or in the network, so we need to device, of course. But for the other parts, like internet quota and others, we can try to minimize it by using a different method of learning. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's the answer.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I have to say that I'm very proud to see many interesting questions, including how to improve the online interaction or human interaction, which is lacking during this online session. Also, there are some other questions related to lack of internet connection and technology. So hopefully all of these interesting questions could be accommodated in the next session. Okay, so before I leave back the session to Ms. Bilkis, I would like to invite all of you to give applause to Dr. Bagus Jati. Okay, thank you very much for both speakers, for all of the attendees and participants. So I would like to leave this session now, and I will leave this session back to Ms. Bilkis. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ibu Vita Listianirum, PhD, as our moderator today. And also thank you very much for enchanting lectures from Professor Insinyur Badlisha Ahmad and Bapak Bagus Jati Santoso, PhD. Okay, so we will proceed to the next agenda, is the program overview, which will be presented by Associate Professor Dr. Maria Anitya-Sari as Director of ITS Global Engagement. To Associate Professor Maria Anitya-Sari, time is yours.
Okay, hello everyone, how are you? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, very happy to see you all today. I just want to see all of the faces, happy faces from all the students here. Wow, we have seven screen. That means if I go page by page, oh, can UNIMAP student also show a bit of turn on the video for a while? Maybe later our master of ceremony, Ibu Bilkis, will ask everyone to take picture, or maybe we can take it now, Ibu Bilkis, because seems like we need to see each other before we go for the program, program overview. Ibu Bilkis, can you please give the guidance how to take picture together?
Okay, thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Maria. Dear ladies and gentlemen, so you can turn on your video right now, and then we as committee, we will capture the screen, and I will count down from 5 until 1, but please give your very best smile to the camera in front of you. So I will start the countdown. So please everyone turn on the camera and give the very best smile that you have to the camera in front of you. Okay, you can start, and committee, please stand by. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, once again, we will take once again. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for your participations and turning your video on. And I will give it back to Dr. Maria.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Bilkis, for giving us opportunity. Why I ask you all to see, to show your video, your face in the video, because I want to do before and after, yeah, before and after. So later, when we approaching the end of the program, I also would like to invite all of you to show your video, to show your face in front of video, and we can see whether your eyes brighter than today, You're smiling brighter than today because we have exchanged a lot of ideas during this program. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So today my part is really fun part. We already have a very insightful presentation from the Vice Chancellor of UNIMEP and also Dr. Bagus Jati. I know that now you start thinking, okay, this is the fact that we have to face. We have to face the situation when uncertainty is there. Nobody can exactly predict the future. And then what can be done? What can be done in this situation? So what I would like to introduce to all of you after this is, what is this program about? Why we create this program? But before I continue with my explanation, let me invite several students to answer my question. I will do it randomly, don't worry. So today is the 27, right? No. Today is the 20. What is the date today? Oh my goodness. 29, yeah? Today is the 29th of July. So I have paper in my hand. Can you see? I have list of your name in my hand. So let me ask one participant from ITS and one participant from UNIMEP to answer my question. From ITS, number 27, Rizka Amalia. Rizka Amelia. Rizka Amelia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Mbak Rizka.
Yes, can you hear my voice?
Okay, Mbak Rizka Amelia. Oh my goodness, Mbak Rizka Amalia is number 27, but today is the 29. My goodness, it's okay, Mbak Rizka, yeah. Mbak Rizka, let me ask you, when you decided to apply for this program, what is your expectation, Mbak Rizka?
First, my expectation, of course, I would like to
maybe a bit
gain more
louder, Mbak
relation.
Rizka. Mbak Rizka, can you please a bit louder?
Okay, sorry. Okay,
Yes,
first,
I can hear you
of
clearer.
course, okay. Okay, first, I really want to gain more relation and gain more friends, especially from many backgrounds and from people abroad, like friends from Universiti Malaysia Perlis. And second, I really want to deliver my idea, which I already wrote it in my motivation letter. So I think that's
so you want
all.
to see to meet more people, to connect with more people from other part of the world, something like that, Mbak?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Rizka. And now I will ask one participant from UNIMEP, number 29, Nur Safikah Asahar. Nur Safikah Asahar. Are you there, Nur Safikah?
Prof. Maria, I think she is not in this meeting.
Oh,
Probably Prof
okay.
can choose number 1 to 18, probably.
I see. Okay,
Right.
so let me check because today is the 29th of July. So number 7, please. An Ching Chong from Faculty of Engineering Technology. Are you there? Oh, yeah.
Hi, Professor Maria.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Okay, could you please also share with us
Yes.
what is the motivation? Why did you decide to join this program? What is your expectation?
I decided to join it because I would like to learn something in this during the MCO period, and I would like to interact with the participant from ITS to learn more information and then understand the current trend of this online learning.
Okay, very good, very good. So while your colleague, your peers, for example, stay home and then watching movie, watching TV, Netflix all the day, gitu ya. But some of you decided to join this program to enhance your critical thinking, to connect with people from other country, to understand and learn what's going on around the world and exchange idea, which is very good. I appreciate that very much. Let me also grab two other students from audience. Audience from ITS, number 7, Sika Ranu Toban. Are you there, Sika? Sika Ranu Toban? Sika, are you there, Sika? Okay, let me move to the next one. We invite Teguh Rahmatra Arvisa. Tengku Rahmatra Arvisa, are you there? Don't worry, guys. If I call your name and it happened that you cannot comment, it doesn't matter. But I really want to have engagement, you know, because sometimes if we are doing Zoom like this, if we have interaction like this, like mentioned by Dr. Bakus and also the Vice Chancellor, sometimes we feel like even though we are connected, but we are disconnected somehow, right? Because maybe during the program like this, you are still doing other things. But now, let's connect, okay? Let's connect, because that's the point. Why we are here, one point that mentioned by Rizka and also by Chi Chong is to have connection. So I will invite Haris Ahmad Ahamdi. Haris, are you audience? Because you are not using the background. Are you audience
I'm sorry,
or
Mister. I'm a
participant?
participant, but it's okay
Participant.
to answer the question.
Okay, Haris. Okay, so again, the same question goes to you. Why you decided to join this? Well, maybe your colleague, your friend going to mall, maybe, I don't know, but why did you decide to join this program, Haris?
Okay, thank you, Miss Maria. But anyway, in my hometown, it's not mall here. Uh,
Where are you now? Where is your location?
I'm in Tuban.
Oh, Tuban, but you have good connection, yeah? Good internet
Yeah,
connection.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, my motivation to join this program because, of course, I want to kill my boredom during this pandemic. Collaborate with foreigners to change our ideas, to find the good ideas for this program.
Appreciate that,
That's it.
Mas. Appreciate that, Mas Haris. I know it is not easy for you if you are living not in the urban area. The connection problem sometimes really troublesome. But when you decided to join this program and you try to make it done, make it happen, it is actually very good things. Yeah, you never know how this program can change, sharpen the idea you have, and help you to to develop yourself better. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mas
of
Haris,
course.
for the
Thank you, Miss
comment.
Maria.
And I also would like to invite, because from the screen you show, could you please, the host, could you please don't do the spotlight, because I want to see the student from map who become the audience today. I have here Nur Siti Aisyah, I believe. I only can see Nur City Ice, but maybe Aisyah after that, yeah? Nur City, you become audience, right?
Yes. No.
Can I hear your voice? A bit louder, please.
Hi, Dr. Maria.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
you.
Doctor.
Yeah. Nur City, could you please tell us why you decided to register as an audience to this in this program?
I actually want register audience because I want to gain extra knowledge on how and to get know more people outside the university. I also like the themes, and I really want to hear the view and opinions on this issue.
Okay, Very good reason, Nur Siti. My next question is, why you didn't apply as a participant?
Actually, on 28, I'm getting married. It's my
Can you
reception
a
day.
bit louder, please? We cannot hear you
Hello?
clearly.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Louder a bit.
Yeah. Actually, on 28, I'm getting married. It is my reception day, actually. That's why I cannot join as a participant.
Oh, congratulations. Wow, very big
So
step in
much.
your life. Yeah, very big decision and very big step in your life. Congratulations. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for sharing the great news with us. Okay, so I also would like to invite one student from ITS as an audience. Can I have Angga Hendarto? Angga Hendarto, are you there? Everyone, please make sure
Yes,
that you fill in the attendance, yeah? Angga?
yes, I'm here.
Angga. I still try to figure out which one Angga.
I'm sorry because my background is error.
Oh, okay. Angga, so you decided to be audience, not participant, yeah, Angga?
Yes,
Why? Is there any special reason for that? Or maybe you think this is the time for me to learn and then later after I have experience, I will apply as the participant for the next round. What do you think, Angga?
the first thing is I think because my English skill is not so good, so I just to be an audience. That's my
Okay.
reason.
Thank you so much for honestly express the situation. And Angga, I encourage you, please don't worry. English is matters, but English is not the only things matters. So after joining this program, I encourage you, Angga, please step out from your comfort zone and then join and be a participant in the next event. So you can challenge yourself, okay? You can force yourself. You can push yourself because without any special drive from your own, it is very hard actually to improve something. Sometimes we feel, oh, my English is not good, but believe me, guys, believe me, you have to step out and try. Don't worry. My English is also Javanese English, yeah? My English is also not perfect English, which is okay because we are not native, but as long as we want to develop ourselves, try, challenge, move on, push on, should be okay. Okay, thank you, Angga. So
Thank
everyone,
you.
I will share the screen with you and give you more information about this program. I know that you already read the advertisement about this program, and before you join and register to this program, you also read carefully what the program is about. But I still have a couple of wonderful things to share with you. Can you see my slide right now?
Yes,
Can you see
ma'am.
my slide? Okay. So let me share with you this excitement. Okay. So today is the first day we are doing teens idea. So there are two words, teen and ideas. You are young people, you are still in your golden age of your life. So you have to encourage yourself to pour out ideas. Yeah, don't just think as is. For example, something happened and then you say, oh yeah, whatever, I don't care, I don't know. No, that's not the good thing about being a teenager, being young people. You have to force yourself, oh, okay, this situation happened around the world, I have to cope with this, I have to adapt with this. What should be done? What can I contribute? So ideas is a very important thing because idea will enlighten your life. Without idea, life becomes so bored and we will be so bored and life becomes so boring. But with ideas, with the motivation to make brighter world, we will move on together. This program, yeah, it is about idea, consists of two rounds. So we have first round and second round. Today we start our first round. First round consists of 3 meetings. Okay, so the program has 2 rounds. Each round has 3 meetings. The first meeting is lecture on latest technology can be implemented to improve the current affected COVID-19 situation. And the lecture will be delivered by UNIMAP and also ITS. The next meeting, which is the second and the third, will be your turn to present your idea. The general topic of this you already know, new normal university campus implementing novel technology in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. So everyone, we put novel technology there. So later when you prepare for your presentation, don't go just surface discussion. You have to go deeper to find something that you learn in your field to overcome the situation. So the next meeting, not next week, but next 2 weeks, it will be held on the 12th of August, the same time like today, 9 to 12 from Indonesian time and 10 to 1 for Malaysian time. And you will be asked to present. 3 groups already allocated, I believe. Later, Dr. Arthur and Mr. Wahyu will introduce the group to all of us. So next week, we are going to, not next week, next 2 weeks, we are going to discuss about expectation versus reality. What we learned from our speaker today, we know that online learning is solution. But do you think that your expectation fulfilled in the current online learning practices? You can be as sharp as possible. Don't worry. For example, you can comment on, for example, my lecturers have not adequate, not enough technological background. So many times during the course, for example, she or he has problem and cannot solve the problem himself or herself. It is very troublesome because we have to use like 20 or 30 minutes only for setting, for example. And then you have to come up with solution. What should be done? If you have lecturer from very senior, have no knowledge on the technology, how the online learning can be done. You also can go to particular application, for example. You can compare between Zoom, Teams, WebEx, MeetMe, or other platform. What is the best platform, for example? Even though we are not promoting particular platform, but what I mean, you can go into something technical. For example, in terms of online quizzes, in terms of online exam, in terms of discussion, in terms of group interaction, which one work better from your point of view? And then the third meeting, which will be held on the 19th of August, will talk about ideas and innovation in academic support system. So we know that usually during normal time, you can meet your lecturer, you can have appointment with your lecturer, you can have discussion, you can have a lab interaction in the lab, but currently there is none. So maybe you start thinking about outside classroom, not only classroom, scheduled classroom from 10 to 12 every Tuesday, for example, but how the university can also provide academic support system. You can chat with your friend, you can connect with your friend. So please think about ideas and innovation on that. How you keep track on your communication and so on. Okay, this is first round, and then the following, this is the tentative rundown for meeting 2 and meeting 3. You can see that for the 12th of August, we will have presentation group 1, 2, and 3. And then we will have question and answer from reviewers. There will be 3 reviewers from ITS and 3 reviewers from UNIMAP. So there will be 6 reviewers, all are lecturers. Yeah, don't worry everyone, don't get It's hard. No, 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 no. It is not hard at all. The purpose of having reviewer here is for you to learn how to shape idea, how to be focused, more focused on something, for example. And then there will be a session for question and answer for all audiences. So all audiences next meeting, which is 12th of August and 19th of August, all of you will be given opportunity to ask question. Okay, you can ask question, you can critique, you can show disagreement. So not always question, but also critique and then disagreement and so on. And at the end of the session, we will have reflection of participant and also reflection from audience. Why we need to do this? Because the purpose of having 10 ideas is not to win Nobel Prize. Yeah, we don't want to win Nobel Prize. It is not our aims. If it is done, thanks God. Yeah, if one of your idea later on awarded Nobel Prize, it is a bonus. But the purpose of having this program is for you to learn. So something like this will be asked next week. For example, I will ask Irma Novianti, for example, what did you think before that finally rectify or modify or improve by the session? So I will ask question like this. So reflection question as a participant and also as an audience. So I will ask as an audience, for example, Fawasaini, for example, I will ask, what did you learn from today interaction? As an audience, which one you think the most critical ideas, for example, yeah? So everyone, that's the format of meeting 2 and meeting 3, and we will continue on our program to the second round. The second round will be conducted on the 26th of August, and we have slightly different theme. You can see the theme underneath here: welcoming new normal, educating and preparing all university stakeholders. When we talk about our topic today, mostly lecturer and student, because we are talking about online teaching and learning. Now we are now we have to think about canteen staff, for example, cleaner staff, for example, librarian, dormitory. Yeah, we also have to think about boarding house nearby. If you are living at Keputih, for example, Keputih is one area next to ITS. If you stay in Gebang, if you stay in Kejawan, for example, that's area around campus. How people in the beyond varsity campus adapt new normal, right? And then we are talking about going to grocery store. We are talking about going to warung, going to restaurant, small depot or restaurant nearby. So we are going to talk about welcoming new normal, educating and preparing all university stakeholder beyond lecturer and student. And then meeting 5 and meeting 6 will follow. It will be done on the September 9 and September 16. And we will conclude our session on September 16. Sounds good, everyone? Sounds interesting?
Yes, I'm so excited, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm also very excited. Maybe if I'm in at your age, oh, I will be wow like that, yeah, because it is a very good opportunity for all of us to share our idea, and later on we can implement the idea in the real life. Now, that's the rundown for meeting 4 and meeting 5. We don't have opening anymore, but we will have this one. I have to attract your attention to this one. Cultural exchange promotion of university and region, and student experience sharing. So we will have cultural exchange, even though Malaysia and Indonesia are very similar, but we still have something to share. And also we will invite student experience sharing. Yeah, we will have quizzes as well. Okay, so I will go to the next one. Now, what happened next for the student presentation? For the student presentation, every group will be given 5 minutes for introduction, considering that every group will have six members, 3 participants from ITS and 3 participants from UNIMEP. So every group will have 6 members. Yeah, half from UNIMEP, half from ITS. So you will be given 5-minute introduction and then 20-minute presentation, and then you will be given question from the reviewer and also audience. Okay, let me go to the next slide, which is maybe the most interesting slide among others. What are the benefits? What are the benefits doing this program? You already mentioned network is one benefit. Sharpen critical thinking is another benefit. Opportunity to exchange idea is another benefit. New friend is another benefit. But we still add more benefit in here. You can see number 1 is already discussed, share thought and ideas. Number 2, you will be given e-certificate for participant and audience. And how about number 3, number 4? Anyone want to have comment on that? So, the best group from ITS, next year, 2021, you will have scholarship to go for study excursion. Yeah, you will be given scholarship for study excursion equal with the Singapore study excursion value, which is worth it, really worth it. Yeah, so you will be given that. And then for best group from UNIMEP, you will be given Comtech scholarship. Comtech scholarship is 2 weeks program, fully funded by ITS. So you will be invited to go to Surabaya, stay 2 weeks here, and then mingle with your friend from all over the world and join our Comtech, very well-known program from ITS that has been run for more than 15 times. How about the audiences? We provide merchandise for the best 5 audiences. Maybe you start asking, Ibu, I'm living far away from Surabaya. I am in the Perlis, in Kuala Lumpur maybe, in Johor maybe. How can you give us the merchandise? Don't worry, we already prepare special merchandise and we will send it to you by post. Wow, package from Indonesia, yeah? Special merchandise from Indonesia. How is it? Is it good, guys?
Yes, sounds interesting.
Of course.
So come on, you have to be very, very enthusiastic in this program, yeah? Put your energy because number 3, number 4, and number 5 is really attractive, okay? And then you can meet your ITS student. If, for example, for the Comtech scholarship for UNIMEP student, when next year you come to Indonesia, you can meet your colleague from ITS, and then from ITS student, next year you can go for study excursion, which is wonderful. Yeah. So, and many people working behind the stage. I have to acknowledge and credit Dr. Arthur for a very hard work, and then Mr. Wahyu Islami, Ibu Juliana, and Ibu Desi. Yeah, thank you so much for make this event happen, and really looking forward to have a very wonderful experiences with all of you. Okay, everyone, last but not least, let me stop share up to here. I would like to invite all of you to spend a couple minutes to fill in a questionnaire, online questionnaire. The purpose of having that questionnaire is for us to know your opinion and your situation in Malaysia and also in Surabaya, we would like to get some idea, and then along the way, along this program, we would like to somehow discuss that concern with you, and somehow try to find the way to help you in preparing yourself to face the uncertain word like this. I just put the link in the chat room. Could you please check your chat room? And then while we continue our program, could you please make sure that you click the link and then spend some time to fill in the online questionnaire for us to know much better understanding about your situation right now. Okay, so I will give back the time to Miss Bilkis. However, if there is a very short question you would like to ask, maybe two short questions. Anyone want to ask question, please? Anyone want to ask question about the program arrangement? Mbak Faiko, Mbak Desi, and Mas Wahyu, there is a student in the chat room that cannot access the link. Could you please help? Yes. Anyone want to ask? No question? No one raising hand and say, Ibu, give the contact scholarship to me, or give the study excursion scholarship to me. Nobody asked? Or maybe, why only the best group? You should give all of us opportunity to visit Surabaya. No question, everyone?
How about me, Ibu Maria? Can I get the scholarship?
Sure. Dr. Arthur is special guest. So please, Dr. Arthur, next year we would like to invite you to come. I'm speaking honestly because we would like you to know the facility in our campus, the program that we have, and certainly after Dr. Arthur know us better, you can promote wider. So surely we invite you to come.
All right, thank you so much.
We will put you in at the top of our list, Dr. Arthur. Okay, if there is no question, I will give the time back to the Master of Ceremony, Ibu Bilkis, and looking forward to meet you in the next meeting. Have a good day, everyone. All the best.
Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Mariani Tasari, for an amazing presentations. Next agenda, we will invite Dr. Arthur, Deputy Director for International Relations Divisions UNIMAP, and also Mr. Wahyu Islami, Junior Supervisor at IT's Global Engagements, to present the grouping and sector case allocations. To Dr. Arthur and Mr. Wahyu, time is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Ibu MC. Hello, everyone. I'm Arthur from UNIMAPS. Yes, Bapak, Pak Wahyu is here on the screen. Hi, Pak Wahyu, how are you?
Okay, well, sorry.
All right, it's okay, no problem, no problem.
I'm using my phone right now, so I need to go to Bilkis' laptop.
All right, sure. Is it raining over there, Surabaya?
No, it's not raining here.
Because it's raining here in Perlis and it's getting really cold. So you can see me holding my coffee cup here. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much, everyone from ITS, as well as UNIMAP. As Prof. Maria has been saying just now, it has been an honor to actually work together with ITS. In fact, ITS has been really active in its global engagement efforts. And I guess UNIMAP has a lot to learn from ITS, yes? Yeah, so anyway, so we are so, in fact, I'm so happy that ITS has been really generous with us, especially with the scholarship awards, the contact scholarship awards that will be given to the top student, yeah, the top group, yes, Pak Wahyu?
Yes, and I help Miss N. Chichong if they get it again, Universiti will come back to Surabaya.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like telling my the WhatsApp group for the participant from UNIMAP. I say you better start promoting yourself, because for one participation, the fees for the contact, one person will cost USD 1,600. Yes, and that
Yes.
is
That's right.
really, yes, that is really really kind of ITS. So I thank, on behalf of UNIMAP, I thank you so much for giving this invaluable opportunity to all of our students. And I think, in fact, this is our objective of working together, right? Our objective is this. I mean, despite the COVID-19 situation now, we are still trying to engage in many other ways in terms of digital, online, and what's not. And I'm so happy that ITS and UNIMAP can work together, collaborate in such a way that we can let our students join together, work together, form a team, and come up with a presentation. In fact, I think, I'm not sure about ITS, but in UNIMAP, this is the first of its kind in the whole university. And I'm sure that I'm so proud of my students. I'm sure that they will be able to perform really well. I'm really looking forward for the ITS student as well, and to see how they actually mingles around with the students. But yeah, as the saying goes, this the theme of this program is actually teen talks. Sorry, the teen ideas. So yeah, let the teens express their idea and their thinking, right? And I particularly agree with you, Prof. Maria, about say whatever you want, right? You can commend your lecturer, you can condemn your lecturer. I don't know. I am a lecturer, but yeah, go ahead, because we are all learning. And I think as a stakeholders for the students, if you are able to give your very honest and constructive opinion onto how we can improve, I think that is the best gift that any of the lecturer would accept. Yeah. So but you, so now we will be showing the group list. Yes.
Yes. Orisa, could you please share the screen?
Yes.
Thank you.
For your information as well, we had actually a online briefing on Monday, 2 days ago, and we actually had a fun game, right? But were you assigning the student into different groups? So we'll be showing the group again. For meeting 2, the presentation will be done by 3 groups. As you can see in your screen, we are group 1. Maybe should I read their name? Probably too long. So yeah, so three from ITS, 3 from from UNIMAP. So those whose your name are on the screen, please be ready and to be really perform, because you want that scholarship. Yeah. Right. So group 1, group 3, maybe go down a little bit to see group 3. Yeah, group 3. So these 3 groups, 18 people from both UNIMAP and ITS will be presenting on the meeting 2. Yeah. And for meeting 3, can we it will be group 4 to 6, yes? All right. So this will be the meeting 3. It will be held on 19th of August 2020. So group 4, 5, 6. All right. So the participants from group 4, 5, 6, I hope that you are aware of the time, and good for you because you have more time to prepare. Yes. Right. So yeah. So are we going to share the group 7 to 12, or maybe next time?
Next time, Pak, because we also need to inform them the topic later.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, exactly. So the title is a little bit different. For meeting 3, you guys will be focusing on the ideas and innovation. For meeting 2, which is the nearer week, they will be focusing on the expectation versus reality. I have really good experience with students about this title. I'm really looking forward to this title, because that's when the students start to show their true color. Yes. I mean, yeah, sometimes we plan for something and then it doesn't happen, and then the student will give us a different perspective, and that is what the whole collaboration is all about. Yeah. So yes, anything else to add, Pak Wayu?
No, Pak. Yeah, I think because we've tell the student, the participants, everything on last Monday.
Yeah.
They already have also the time together. Yeah, they we try to engage them with playing games and with breakout room in the Zoom. Yeah, especially maybe this 2 days after the first meeting. I hope they more getting stronger.
Yep.
Like I always remember from Professor Maria said in our first meeting that the purpose also the program is to engage our students, because that's the point of this virtual mobility program. So we are hoping that, I know it's competition, but don't forget to engage each other, everyone. So I hope networking is also more important.
Yes, yes. I would like to also take this chance to call out to all the audiences. Please join our meeting 2 and meeting 3. Come and show the support to your group. Whoever it is, your group members, your classmates, your friends, and get to know people from different universities. That is all about mobility. Yes. So please come one, come all. Bring your friends. Right. Back to you, Pak Mayu.
Yeah. Okay. So for the conclude our session, I believe that the committee already shared to you the information sheet for the participants as well, and also I believe also you're hearing from the Professor Astriano Irfansyah presentation regarding the how you will prepare the presentation. Maybe we can open 1 or 2 questions related, yeah, since you will prepare the meeting. Actually, also why Professor Maria informed you to the link of the material for today, because we are also hoping that you may learn how the speaker today, both of the speaker today, point out the problem and also try to figure out the solution. And we are also hoping that you can learn the method to deliver the presentation as well. So we are hoping that from the presentation today, you can see the presentation and you can compare later with your team presentation. Okay, everyone, please, if you have a question, participants' question. Yeah. Maybe if you still don't have the science, I believe all of you already have in the group. Yeah, with Oriza, Sandra, and Ms. Desia as well. So you may ask the committee anytime. Yeah, and we will try our best to answer your question. Yeah, Pak Artu, maybe because this is a limited time, I think it's okay, Pak. Yeah, maybe we can end for both our sessions since we are still deliver. So good luck for our participants. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, good luck for everyone.
Thank you so much, Pak Mayu. Good luck, everyone. We'll move on to the next session, yeah? Yes, welcome back, Ibu MC. Yes, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you so much for Dr. Arthur and also Mr. Wahya Islami for the presentations. And also, after we heard all of the presentations today, let us as committee give you a small quiz, and there will be committee that will lead the quiz sessions. So I would like to invite Miss Alexandra from ITS Surabaya to lead the quiz sessions. Okay, so please, Miss Alexandra, time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Bilkis, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Sandra, and I would like to introduce my fellow teammates, Ori and Indri. Hi, Ori and Indri.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone.
All right. We are student volunteers of ITS Global Engagement, and we are here to have some fun with you guys. Tell me, Ori, what fun quiz are we going to do today?
The fun quiz we'll be doing today is the tic-tac-toe quiz. I hope everyone knows, or is there anyone who doesn't know the tic-tac-toe? But all right, so the tic-tac-toe quiz we'll be playing today is a friendly battle between the ITS and UNIMAP students. Indri, can you tell us more about it?
Okay, Ori. So, as you can see on the screen, there is the tic-tac-toe board. In this game, both teams will have to mark their moves on the board to make a straight line. But in this version, each team will have to answer a quiz about the opposing time country before marking their move. If a team gets a question right, the team can pick a number on the board to make and mark their move.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Indri. Please remember that to answer a question, you have to raise your hand by clicking the raise hand button, and then I will call your name. Alright, does anyone have a question about the game? Okay, if none, let us begin the tic-tac-toe quiz. To determine who will go first, I want all students to click raise hand button when I count to 3. And then the team with the most number of raised hands in 5 seconds will get the first turn. Alright, are you ready? Okay, let me count it then, and then please click the raise hand button. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, ideas, alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's enough. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see that ITS students raise their hands the most. So that means first turn goes to ITS. Alright, now let's begin the quiz. Indri, can you give us the question?
Okay, yes, Sandra. So this is the first questions for ITS students. The Langkawi Cable Car, or Kereta Gantung Langkawi, also known as Langkawi Sky Cab, is one of the major attractions in Langkawi Island, Kedah, Malaysia. It takes visitors 708 meters above sea level and is one of the steepest cable car rides on Earth. So the question is this statement true? Okay, any students know the answer? Please raise your hands.
Okay, I see Zulfami Hawali raised a hand. Oh, not to everyone, before answering your question, please introduce a little bit about yourself, for example, your name and your major. Alright, Zulfami, what is the answer?
Okay, actually, I'm not raising my hand. It was the previous one.
Oh, sorry. Alright.
Okay, but I will try to answer it. But I'm sorry, it as participant. Maybe it's true.
Alright, so Zulfami answer is true. Is that correct? And yes, that is the correct answer. So the ITS student team earned a move on the board. Which number are you gonna pick, Zulfami?
5.
5, alright. Okay, now it's Unimap's turn. Question for Unimap students will be given by my friend Ori.
Okay, hello Unimap students. So I'll be the one giving the questions for you guys. So for the first question is, look at the picture on the screen. This is one of Indonesian traditional foods, often called as the treasure from Minangkabau, West Sumatra. It is made up of beef and tastes a little bit spicy. Can you guys guess its name?
Alright, I see Muhammad Fahmi with the hand. Hi, Muhammad Fahmi. Please introduce yourself.
So can I answer the question?
Yes. Hello, Muhammad Fahmi.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright. So I answer it now or?
Yeah, just answer.
Okay, so the answer is C, rendang.
Rendang. Okay, is that rendang the correct answer? Yes, that is the correct answer. So, Unimap students team earn a move on the board. What number you are going to pick?
I would like to pick number 9.
Number 9. All right. Okay. Now it's ITS turn again. Idri, please read the question.
Okay, so this is the second question for ITS student. This picture shows the Petronas Twin Towers. Petronas Twin Towers are a pair of twin towers that were once the tallest buildings in the world in 1998 to 2004, before they were surpassed by Burj Khalifa and Taipei 101. So the question is, where is Petronas Twin Towers located? Is it A. Kuala Lumpur, Sabah, Perlis or is it in Perak? Okay, anyone want to answer it? Maybe you can raise your
Alright.
hand.
I see Rizka Amelia. Please introduce yourself first and then give us the answer. Rizka Amelia. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Maybe you can pick another.
Okay, I will. Okay, I will pick Furkon Sandiva. Hello, Furkon.
Yeah. So the answer is A, Kuala Lumpur. Oh yeah,
Okay.
my name is Furkan from Industrial Engineering.
All right, thank you. The answer is Kuala Lumpur. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. So, which number are you gonna pick?
Let's see. Okay, sure, 3, whatever.
3. All right. Okay. Now it is the Unimap turn.
Okay, for the second question for our Unimap students, on the picture on the screen, Surabaya is the capital of East Java province. The statue in the picture on the screen represents Surabaya's landmark. It consists of 2 animals that inspired the name of the city, which is Surabaya. It consists of the Sura fish, which is for shark, and Baya, which is for crocodile. Is this statement true or false?
All right. I see from Unimap Teh Kielin. Please introduce yourself and give us the answer. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
The answer.
Sorry?
Sorry.
What is the answer?
The answer is true.
True. Okay. Her answer is true. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Okay, so which number are you gonna pick?
7.
1?
7.
Sorry?
7.
Okay. All right, 7. Okay, now it's the ITS turn.
Okay, so please observe this picture carefully. This game is usually played by 2 or more people. The game requires a few pieces of fruit, glass marbles, rubber seeds, and pebbles or other round-shaped objects commonly used, usually as many as 5 seeds. In addition, cloth sacks, fruit, and filled with saga seeds, sand, and so on are also used. So the question is, what is the name of this Malaysian traditional game? Is this A. Wow, B. Gasing, C. Batu Seremban, or D. Congkak?
All right, I see from ITS Angga Ferdiansyah. Hi Angga, please introduce yourself first and then give us the answer.
Hello, my name is Angga Ferdiansyah. I'm from Mechanical Engineering. The answer is C, Batu Seremban.
Okay, C. Batu Seremban. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Okay, which number are you gonna pick?
8.
8. All right, 8. Okay, now it's Unimap turn.
Okay, so for the next question for our Unimap students, this animal is one of the Indonesian endemic species and is the heaviest lizard on Earth. This animal lives in Flores Island. Can you guys guess its name? I see a lot of people raise their hands.
Okay, let me see. Okay, I will pick from Unimap Sri Atika.
Hello, my name is Sri Atika, and the answer is Komodo.
Komodo. B. All right, is that correct? Yes, that is correct. All right, which number you're going to pick?
Let's go for Wait. Let's go for 4.
4?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now it's ITS turn. The last question
Can
for
I change?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can I change? Oh dear.
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right. Question 4 for ITS today.
Okay, this is the last questions for ITS students. Can you guys guess this picture? This picture shows a traditional breakfast of Malaysia. This food consists of rice cooked in coconut milk, a spicy chili paste called sambal, peanuts, fried crispy anchovies, and cool slices of cucumber. So what is this dish called?
All right. I see many raised hand here. Okay, I will pick one. I will pick Aulia Karis.
Hello, my name is Alia. I came from statistics, and the answer is C, nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. All right. Is that the correct answer? Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay, which number are you going to pick?
Number 2.
Number 2. All right. I see that ITS team have made a straight line in the tic-tac-toe board. Congratulations to ITS team for winning today's tic-tac-toe fun quiz. Please everybody give a round of applause to the winning team. All right. So that's all. Thank you ITS and University students for having fun with us today.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Now I would like to give it back to our MC, Miss Bilkis.
Thank you, all the committee. It's so fun. I love the idea of fun quizzes. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, Miss Alexandra and team, for a very fun and fresh quiz sessions this afternoon. Okay, before we end our meeting today, allow me to inform you that our second meeting will be on August 12th, so do not miss it. And finally, we have reached the end of the opening and the first meeting of Teen Ideas 2020. We are sincerely apologize for any mistakes we may have made in presenting as master of ceremony and also committee. Thank you so much for UNIMAP and ITS officials and also all of the participants and lecturers for your kind attentions and cooperations during our first meeting in Teen Ideas 2020. We sincerely hope the most fun and engaging experience in Teen Ideas 2020 program for all of the participants and also the lectures. Good afternoon and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you on the 12th of August. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
And
Bye-bye.
safe, yeah?
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Arthur. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ibu
so much,
Juliana.
Ibu.
Terima kasih semuanya.
Thank
Terima
you.
kasih, terima kasih.
Thank you, thank you.